Howdy gamers, and welcome to Freaky League Week 15. 14 maybe? I don't remember if this was... Yeah, 15. This is the last one. I lost badly! It's okay. This week I had to play Alex, who I think had a very solid team matchup into me, honestly. And I also think my build wasn't phenomenal. I'll let y'all be the judge of that, though. And not to bite too much of fellow Freaky League Dwarfs shtick here, but I did just want to make a little ode to Freaky League, but also specifically Alex. Before I break all this down, Alex was really my first VGC friend. There was Tony, who basically got me into VGC by showing me how to, basically helping me enter in a VGC bracket for the first time. Somebody else built a team for me, yada 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 yada. That was Tony was already my friend though. Alex was the first friend that I made through VGC entirely. I hadn't been to very many locals. I basically just played Showdown on mine. But I had happened to enter a VR tour way back. I think definitely over a year ago at this point, year and change. Yeah, we just both happened to enter the same Reg H VR tour, right at the very, very beginning of it. And I was running something utterly brain dead. I was running Nasty Plot, Sash. I mean, it might have even been Life Orb, but it was Nasty Plot, Zoroark. Nasty Plot, Hex, Zoroark with T-Wave Grimmsnarl and this bizarre Fire Paldean Tauros with Cud Chew and a bunch of self-damage moves so it could heal itself. It was so stupid. It was so stupid. But Alex was my round one, and I started talking to him after the set because all of his Pokemon were named after King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard songs. And I noticed that, and I was like, hey, all your Pokemon are named after King Giz songs. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. No one's ever commented on that before. And, yeah, so we just started talking after that. And we weren't in any kind of, servers together or anything. Literally, I would just, pop in every so often and say something about VGC, and we would talk about it for a while. And it was just that really kind of, casual thing for a long time. And then came Atlanta, and I met Gworf, I met Bianca and Jermaine, I met several other people, Kayla, Deanna, that are now in the server, and that's when I started the server. And at that point, Alex was the only person in there that I hadn't met. As soon as I made this, I was like, oh my god, this is great. This is somewhere where I can actually keep up with Alex and make sure that I'm staying in contact with this person that I share this interest with and hit it off with so hard. So I brought Alex into the server, and immediately he was the most active person. Gworf mentioned that little break he was taking, so while Gworf was gone, it was basically just me, Tony, Alex, and Joseph, who then Alex later brought into the server, and that was the crew for a while. And we were just talking about VGC, and that was my only VGC outlet. And through that, we were becoming better friends. And then when it emerged that I could potentially go to Pittsburgh, Alex and I team built together for that event, and we chefed our insane Grassy Seed Paldean Tauros team that I ended up getting my best result at a major with. And I don't know. I didn't talk about this much in the server, but the week before Pittsburgh, I had a friend pass away, and it was really tough. It was a bad couple of months, but it was a bad week, and it was really a direct turnaround. Alex and I had been building this team for weeks at this point, and then it happened on a Tuesday, and the tournament was that weekend. So I thought really long and hard about canceling. I thought really long and hard about just saying go on without me, just staying home. But honestly, it was the time that I had put into this with Alex, and the opportunity to like meet him in person and actually like hang out. That like got me to like continue, really. And us still working on the team that week, like wanting to test specific matchups and wanting to like call and run leads, and then playing in the grand challenge together to make sure that we had like everything together, and working on our spams sheet and everything, like all of that stuff. I had to like go to work that week, and then I would come home, and having like that thing to work on with somebody else in collaboration was the thing that like got me through that week, you know? And like it's nice when something like that happens to be able to come home and think about something else and just like dive into something else entirely, and like work on something productive with people that like are looking out for you regardless of outside circumstances. And like I didn't tell Alex at the time about any of this, but all the same, like I don't know, just his like consistency and his friendship and his genuinely being better at me than Pokemon and like wanting to help me get better was like I don't know, like it was great. Like at a time like that, it was great. It was everything I could have asked for. And I don't know, I'm so happy to have Alex in my life. I'm so happy that he's here in Freaky Chord. I'm so happy that like I got to meet him by pure random chance in the universe. And I am so glad that he was the one that absolutely ripped my ass to shreds in this bracket. This was probably my worst loss. Enough mushy gushy. Let's get to war. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm also so glad that he was my final boss for this bracket, you know? Like, I like, there were so many, like, storylines that all converged at the end of these, like, Norwalk versus Norwalk, Zach versus Zach, Sun versus Rain. I'm so glad that Alex was my final boss. Literally, like, I couldn't have written it better. I couldn't have written it better. So here's what I had. Let me pivot over to our Freaky League document here, and then I'll show you what I cooked. Okay, so this is the matchup. It's a little awkward. The speed tiers are very strange. I have a very fast guy with Tailwind. He also has a very fast guy with Tailwind, but not quite as fast, you know? So if I wanted to set up Tailwind, I could, but there was this huge iron boulder-shaped wall in the way of doing that. And generally just like a lot of things that are very threatening to Kilowattrel here. The other really awkward thing is that I think Garchomp sucks ass into this team. It's horrible into POW. It's horrible into Torn. It's not that great into Entei with the ability to just like burn me all the time. It's horrible into Lando. Thwacky doesn't know favors with the with Grassy Terrain nerfing Earthquake. Florges it's terrible into. It's just like a bad bring into all of this. So I had to drop like my biggest, most straightforward offensive guy, which is unfortunate. And like fucking my team into something that could like match up here is really, really tough. I had Hawlucha on the team for a while. I like basically cycled through everything on the team for a little bit. I had Hawlucha for a little while. I had Wake for a little while. I had Eggy for a little while. I had Zard for a second. Like I literally cycled through everything I could possibly do with this team because it didn't feel like anything here was completely unbringable. And I was really worried about Lando Therian because it became quickly obvious to me that Wake was going to be a tough bring with Altaria around, because with Altaria around, Wake basically can't accomplish anything. There's other rain, like weather setters too. Like if you want, he could do like Rain Dance or Snowscape, Pow. Torn learns every weather move. There was just so much that he could do to get rid of my field condition that like I ended up like not thinking that Wake was the move, especially when Manaphy was there with like slightly better matchup into a lot of these things. It felt like just more bulk too, which was nice. However, what I didn't end up realizing was that my terrain was the thing that I needed to be worried about. My weather too, but like terrain with Thwacky here was never going to be guaranteed. And I recognized that with Wake, but I definitely should have recognized it with terrain as well. I can talk about that later, but I think that leads into like the biggest problem with my draft overall for the season. But here, anyway, let's see what I made. All right. So first we do have Kilowattrel. I decided that it would indeed be a pretty good bring because I didn't have another way of setting up Tailwind, and I definitely thought that Tailwind had merit here, what with Boulder being so fast, me not bringing Wake, and generally me having some things like Manaphy and like Arcanine that, given Tailwind, can do some damage in this like speed environment. There's also the fact that like with the Arcanine set I brought, if Torn is threatening Tailwind, I could Tailwind first and then get rid of Torn with my Arcanine. So yeah, there was some there was definite like considerations there. Like I definitely could have left Kilowattrel at home because it's like electric damage isn't like amazing here. It is good into Torn, but that's about it. But I wanted Tailwind, and I wanted something that could use ice type attacks, which I don't actually have that many of. So the with me mainly worried about Landorus Therian. This is competitive Adrenaline Orb Kilowattrel. So if I get intimidated, that means that Kilowattrel is getting a +2 special attack boost and a +1 speed boost at the same time. The plan was to lead Kilowattrel and Arcanine, and that would discourage Lando from switching in to intimidate Arcanine, because obviously he can see I'm Terra Ice, and obviously he knows about competitive. So yeah, like the Adrenaline Orb gives me the speed boost in case it was like Scarf or whatever. But yeah, basically this Kilowattrel is not here for its own like offensive like potential. It was there to discourage Lando from switching in to intimidate Arcanine, and basically they're just to like defend Arcanine from the Landorus Therian weakness allegations. Yeah. So I ended up with Protect, Tailwind, Terra Ice, Terra Blast, and Thunderbolt. With all that in mind, I think the moveset is pretty straightforward. Then I had Hatterene. I had Life Orb. Alex, after the match, suggested Covert Cloak, which I think probably would have been smarter. But I went with Life Orb because I felt like I needed the damage. And I had Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Manual Psychic Terrain, and Trick Room. I think this was a pretty good set. I think Covert Cloak probably would have been better if I had thought of that. That would have allowed me to like get up the Psychic Terrain, even if I get faked out, which did not end up happening, unfortunately. But I think this was a cool set. I think it definitely could have worked, given a little bit more thought. But yeah, I am overall pleased with this one. We'll come back to Manaphy. This is Venonat. This is just an Omega physically bulky Venonat, just because he has so much like strong physical damage. Protect, Acid Spray, Rage Powder, Sleep Powder. Acid Spray would have been good. This Acid Spray was meant for Florges. I didn't feel like he would be willing to burn Terra Grass in front of Venonat. Terra Grass would allow Flower Veil to stop both status conditions, although Sleep, he would be immune to that anyway, and acid and stat drops, so Acid Spray wouldn't work. But I figured that he probably wouldn't rip Terra Grass. Even if he did have Terra Grass, I figured he wouldn't rip Terra Grass in front of either Kilowattrel or Arcanine. So there was like a strategic consideration there for sure. Like I think Acid Spray was cool. The idea was to Acid Spray Florges and then take it out with Hatterene. But that's a lot of fiddling. That's like more fiddling than I think I had room for. Here's Arcanine. I like this Arcanine set. I think this was the right Arcanine set to bring, honestly. I was Protect, Iron Head, Flare Blitz, Rock Blast. Iron Head to hit Florges. Loaded Dice, Rock Blast was there to hit, to be able to get rid of Chen Pao in one turn. I only ended up clicking it once throughout the set, but the time that I did use it, it did a lot of damage. I think I probably could have used this for other stuff throughout the throughout the event, honestly, because I underestimated how much damage that would do. It's very strong, and it's way more consistent than like Rock Slide or Stone Edge or Head Smash, and I don't have to damage myself. Like I think it would have been viable to run Intimidate Dice a lot of the time. But yeah, no, I like this moveset. I think I probably could have been Terra Steel instead of Terra Water, because Terra Water makes me weak to Thwackey. Didn't end up coming up, but probably could have. And Terra Steel, I was like, I'd still be weak to Lando, but if the idea was with Kilowattrel to like avoid having Lando switch in the first place, like I think that would have been fine. And that would have let me resist Moonblast and Giga Drain from Florges too, which and boosted the Iron Head damage. Like if it was there to get rid of Florges, then like just let it get rid of Florges. Let it be the anti-Florges guy. Indeedee, Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Imprison for Trick Room, and Trick Room itself. It has a little bit of speed. This was originally because I had Hyper Voice on the set, so that I could imprison and take away Hyper Voice from Farigiraf. Didn't end up really being super necessary. The Imprison was nice, but the speed was a little unnecessary. I probably could have a little more bulk, but I don't know if it would have saved me in the times that it mattered. Yeah, this is a pretty funny Indeedee, but I'm okay with that at the end of the day. This was my big chef. Twice now I've tried to chef Manaphy and it hasn't gone super well. But it was Grassy Seed, because I assumed Thwackey would come. Max HP, max special attack. Protect, Ice Beam, Stored Power, take card. I probably should have put a Water Moon on it over Ice Beams because I already did have an Ice attack somewhere else. I think the Water attack actually would have saved me in game 1. But yeah, no, the idea was take heart, Stored Power, which was something that I had been trying to do literally all season. I had, you get up to take hearts, and take heart is basically just Calm Mind, but it also cures a status if you have it. It's a signature move. I got it in Legends Arceus. It's not that important, but it's just mildly better than Calm Mind. But yeah, basically the idea is it would just stack up a bunch of stats and then become unkillable and then use Stored Power. But it turns out that Chen Pao actually makes you very killable, even if you think you're unkillable. So that's okay. Yeah, that was the squad. Apologies for the in advance spoilers, but it's actually very difficult to talk about this team without seeing now where it fell short. But either way, let's scoot along to the gameplay. We'll see how I was able to do. Bye. Alright gamers, we are getting to it. I've not recorded my YouTuber intro just yet, but you will all know my team by this point. We are playing Alex, as you well know. I'm going to close Discord so that everybody stops hearing the beepity boopities. Flat rules. Okay. Turn up the TV volume because it's extremely quiet. Okay. But not so loud that it's disrupting to the audience because I'm a good YouTuber. And we will press missions complete. Okay. Alright, we have Stellar Pow. Normal Entei. Water Thwacky. Grass Florges. Yep, that makes sense. Water Farig. Water Boulder. Okay. So this is kind of looking like an indeedy lead to me. Because I do have the manual terrain, so I think that could be really helpful. There's no Landorus, so Arcanine and Kilowattrel actually definitely are not as good here. Manaphy actually looking quite good. So I think I do you two lead, you, and you. Yeah, no Lando is surprising, but not unwelcome, truthfully. Okay. This is actually really good for me. Because I can literally just follow the Trick Room. And if he wants to get rid of my terrain, that's fine. But I'll have Trick Room up, and I'll be able to Psychic manual side terrain before he does anything else. Like, I think Ice Spinner is fairly likely here, or switching a Thwacky. That's probably Wednesday, right? That's out. Okay, well, if it's attacking in DD, it will break the Focus Sash, which is nice. I would imagine it's Ice Spinner. Yeah. Holy Christ, okay. Does this Sacred Fire kill me? Snarl Pow. Oh, sorry, Snarl Entei. And Spinner Pow. Let's get Lil Wayne out here. Let's go. I think I am gonna Rage Powder and Psychic Terrain. Yes. Nice. Okay. That's really, really good for me. That's really, really good. Okay, I can put something to sleep here, or I can Acid Spray, which actually is what I think I'm gonna do. Well, no, I have to get rid of... Sleep Powder. I'm just gonna Terra, Sleep Powder, and E-Force. That might be Thwacky coming in that slot. It is, okay. It's very funny that I know all the nicknames at this point. Okay. sleep cutter is gonna fail, unfortunately. Okay, that might be AV. Yeah. That was probably a bad move, actually. I think Woodhammer into Hatterene is pretty likely. But I think Fake Out... I feel like I'm reading Fake Out into... Venonat. Like, I feel like he wants to get rid of Venonat pretty badly right now. Oh, got it. Okay. Cool. Pretty good. I'm still alive. It's Paladin. This is still a pretty good spot, I think. This is the last turn of Trick Room? Yes. So I'm actually going to... I feel like POW protects here. So I'm going to swap in you and take Heart. Yep. Got him. Man, he's not under threat at all here. That's not good. Oh, I woke up. +2 special attack. But Manaphy has to solo this, which is bad. I only got a single kill left. It's probably E-Speed into... Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's about what I expect. E-Speed is faster than Rage Powder. Like, it's higher priority. Well, it's the same, but Entei's faster, so... I would love to get Acid Spray off. I don't think I will. So let's see what this does. I kind of tipped him off that I don't have a water move, which I probably should have. Good chop. Ah, that did so much. Didn't do that much. One more gets it. Right? Yeah. That was a crit though. 4-0. That's not good. Yeah, Brown's tough right now. Okay, so I do need Arcanine to get through. I do need Arcanine to get through POW. I don't think that was as much of a, like, rock as it seemed. I got swept, but I don't think I got swept because, like, my plan wasn't working. I think I just didn't have the right damage. Yeah, I've got to get rid of POW early. Arcanine's Terra Water's looking pretty good. I wanted to make Manaphy work, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because I think the just ice damage is not actually especially good here, and Psychic isn't either, because it's immune to... Yeah, that was a dumb brain game one. I think I got it, though. Wayne. No, I think Wayne has to stay at home. Yeah, I wanted to make the Manaphy work, but I think it just wasn't worth it at the end of the day, because there was no, Lando. Like what it could do right now. Calm Mind is the obvious one. I think this lead's pretty good, though. Only about a second, I think. I don't want to give away the ghost too early. Take out. Yep. Don't mind. Energy Ball, Giga Drain, Grass Knot, Pop Up, Psychic, Second. So it's not actually threatening a ton of damage into this squad right now. I think I just want to double it. It's gonna be Taunt, Wacky, or Real Life. U-turn. Wait, okay. Pretty like offensive for Garaf. It does get some like physical coverage and stuff, like, and it has like high horsepower. I feel like high horsepower is actually like not bad, honestly. I kind of just want to double it again. I don't want to like disrespect what that thing could do right now, but I think about the danger that Biggie could be in here. It's gonna be like moonblasting at Biggie. Okay, so I could follow me. I could reverse the trick room. I do need to preserve. I need to preserve Arcanine because I need the I need it for POW. Now they can't reverse the trick room. Probably POW. Or Wacky. Not enough. Now I gotta get rid of Thwack. Little rocky helmet again. That's really bad. I think there's no way I can come back from that. I still needed my terrain. Yeah, this is gonna be another 4-0. That's really bad. Okay, well, I'm back to normal. But I do kind of feel like it's a breeze. It's like, my options are limited enough now that, like, I'm not really sure what to do. How can I win? He's free to... I feel like you protect Trick Rooms here. I'm gonna Rock Blast and Thunderbolt, actually. Yep. I doubt this kills the Farigiraf. I feel a lot, actually. If I Flare Blitzed, I think I had that. That was a crit. Okay, that was a crit. Farigiraf is like watching Kilowatts will bounce. It's really funny. Yeah. I think this is GG's, gamers. Probably Terra Water. Oh. No? Okay. Instead, yeah. Ah. It's okay. I'm getting better player here, I think is what we call that. I put a lot of funny shit on my sets for this week, and I could have probably ground a little harder to figure something out, but you know what? 10 toes down, I stand by it. I do. I think it was funny. But I think that Arcanine dies here, so I think there's no saving him. Well, I got one. I got one. Other things are what I can do. GG's. Yeah, that was a blowout. I don't honestly know what I could have done better. I think he out prepped. I think he outplayed. My team had a lot of silly shit on it that I think it would have been fun to watch like go off. But I'm totally happy with that as like an ending of the season, because I mean Alex has just been crushing it this entire time, and if there's anyone that I would like to 2-0 me and like just absolutely stomp my shit into the dirt, it would be him. Alright, so that's a wrap on Freaky League Season 1 for yours truly. I sincerely appreciate everybody who played so much. I love y'all more than words can say. The Freaky League experience and just like the like freaky chord experience this past year has been like genuinely like a serious like light in my life. I can't tell you how much y'all have done for me this year, in a year that's been pretty tough otherwise. So yeah, just thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for cheering me on and cheering all each other on, and just keeping it going for 14 weeks. My biggest fear when we started was that it would just get completely turned off, and like we would fall off. Everyone would stop doing it after 3 or 4 weeks, or like we'd lose track of somebody. But that didn't happen. Everybody came through, everybody clutched up, everybody finished out the full 14 weeks, and I don't know, I think we came out the other side knowing each other much better as players, as people, as homies. I can't wait to see y'all in Seattle, and I will see you next season. Bye.